Welcome, friends, gamers, and other enthusiasts to the BoydofZINJ channel. I hope you enjoy your time here and the video. Please like, subscribe, do all the bell icons, and comment. It really does help. With that being said, let's play. Howdy, 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 and welcome, my friends, fellow gamers, mech commanders, and other enthusiasts to the BoydofZINJ channel, where I'm going to be playing Mechabellum. I know I've played a few matches before, and sometimes I get upset, what have you, but there's been a few things that has happened. I play this, right now I'm playing it because I'm super busy at work. It's right after the first of the year. For those who must know, in real life, I have to work for a living. I'm a 50-plus-year-old gentleman here in Texas, and it's my busiest season. And I'm super busy at work, doing overtime, what have you, so I don't have very much time to actually play, which is why my other games are kind of suffering. So I play this, it's a, auto play game where you can click a few units, play, what have you. And the lineup's mostly the same. However, they have added some new units. Let's see. They've added the Wraith, which is some sort of UFO flying unit. I've tried using it. I haven't found anything I've liked yet. It's a weird unit. It doesn't have any weapons for itself. It has like these drones that come out of it when it gets close enough, and then it starts firing on range targets. There are two problems with the unit. It's a big unit. It's not a giant. It's just larger than the standard unit, blocks wide, which is no biggie. It's also slow. Since it's a flying unit, it can hit both ground and air units. It does some splash damage. The damage is actually kind of decent, but the problem is it's the range. It's terrible. I haven't found anything. I haven't jigged with it yet. The next unit they have added is a Scorpion. The Scorpion is essentially like an arc-like. It does AoE damage. Has some interesting upgrades. It goes to do splash damage where it does poison. The poison stays on the field for, I think, the entire match, which the poison hurts both your units and the enemy units as they walk over it. With that being said, I find it kind of interesting. Normally I take the range upgrade, but in this match I'm going to be showing you, I actually decided to take the field maintenance, and I'll explain why. One interesting thing about this unit, which I'm liking, is it's a very slow firing unit, which is okay. They recently patched it in where they kind of increased the speed of the firing unit. But it does a lot of AoE damage. And it really does good damage against tanks. Sledgehammers. And a lot of people are using sledgehammers for both shaft clear and like a tank. And I find that sledgehammers are a good defense against shaft, against tanks, the sledgehammers, against steel balls, and even against Mustangs, and even to a smaller extent arc lights. They're a really interesting unit. I like this unit. It's expensive though. The other new one, which I'm sure most of y'all who are in the know with Mechabellum, is the War Factory. Ooh, it's a Giga Chad. But this sucker, it's super expensive to purchase, and you actually lose money every time you purchase this. There's an upgrade where you won't lose quite as much. There's an upkeep for War Factories. And it's also a very large box. I found out you can't flank with it on the sides. It does only ground attack, and it has decent range, and it's a splash damage as well. 4.5 meters, which is more than the Scorpion. The Scorpion's pretty decent too. And the attack, look at that, almost 7,000 damage. and at 1.8 seconds. It fires pretty well with a decent range. Then you could also upgrade it where it has multiple upgrades you could get it. It's something, increased range. I used this. This is actually a good one to get early on, where you won't lose as much money every turn that you have it on. Every few moments, every 5.5 seconds, you can put a steel ball. So if you are investing heavily in steel balls, with upgrades, these steel balls will also have the upgrades if your steel balls have upgrades, which can be real powerful. Likewise, every 11 seconds, you can create a new Phoenix. And if the Phoenix have upgrades, these newly created Phoenixes will have upgrades. Missile interception. I found out this is superb on this War Factory. Not only does it deal almost 100% accuracy against the artillery units, which the name's forgetting me, it's been a while since playing, but against the flying boats. And then I think, the splash damage. It increases the splash damage by 5 meters, which is pretty decent actually, but decreases the attack by 40%. Out of all of them, I think this is the one I like the least. So let's get rid of this and let's get sledgehammers in here. Now we could also make this sledgehammer. And, I like the sledgehammer because every once in a while I'll play sledgehammer. Where's artillery units? Stormcallers, that's right. Stormcallers. So, I haven't played for a while, and I recently started playing, and I think it's better. It's one of those games where these autobattlers, is that the way how you pronounce it? No. You can let me know in the chat how you think it's pronounced. The battlers are really, you put the units down and then you close your eyes and it does whatever, the units are supposed to do. You put a few special abilities on there from once in a while, and that's it. The strategy's not that intense, but it can be. I mean, it requires forethought and thinking, like, how is this unit going to interact with this other unit? What's the counter to this unit, etc. So the reason I'm talking right now is we're going to watch a replay I had. I did against this guy, Loser. Ooh. I've been losing a lot too, so I kind of feel his pain. And I really started investing a lot into Scorpion. So let's take a look. I picked the card. The game has a change where you can select the different cards. I decided to go Marksman. They've actually tweaked it out. You get 100 extra supplies. Loser selects, I think he picks the heavy armor specialist. I picked the elite marksman, or the elite specialist, because I like marksmans and I like Mustangs. Right, he picks the armor specialist. So he has sledgehammers and fangs. So I know, I like, again, if you all remember my strategy, I like putting my Mustangs, 3 to the left, or 3 to the side and 3 down. I decided to go, I think, 4 and 3 though, to give him a little space. I know I'm going to need some type of shaft unit, so I'm going to get the fangs. And I, put the marksman right in front of each center. And here's the fangs. Now, I'm elite specialist, so these fangs are actually level 2. I would much rather prefer the marksman be level 2, and I had 3 of extra strength, but it is what it is. You can't decide what units to get. But, like I said, I did like having the elite specialist. That means all my units are 1 level higher. And I recruit them. They're also more expensive, but they're also 1 level higher. So let's fast forward this. Remember, it's been a while since I played, so I'm kind of remembering how do I move units, how do I do this stuff. So I kind of have a uniform, and I put one marksman in the middle. So this first battle, I think I'm going to lose. And the first battle is a toss-up. The person got extra shaft. You know, got the extra fangs. This is okay. Sure. And sure enough, you know, I lost. And that's fine. I had an extra hit point, so no biggie. Now, this person is going... I skip. This person is going to get the portable shield. Why did I skip? None of those units... None of those things... the portable shield's nice, but none of them scream that I need it right away. I need the money, and I need to get extra units. And I noticed I had trouble clearing his shaft. So I decided to get arc lights. Now the arc lights are terrible against sledgehammers, but I didn't know he was going to purchase 2 more. But I really was using the arc lights because I need to clear his fangs. So I decided to go arc lights. And since these are level 2s, they will stand against, you know, level 1 sledgehammers. Now he did enough experience where he was able to upgrade his sledgehammers to the left to level 2, and he gave him the portable shield, which is going to be troublesome for me. I'm pretty much doubles their hit points. It also means that no 1 damage can ever kill them. Even though it doubles the hit points, the shields also acts as a secondary hit points. And if any damage is so excessive that it destroys all the entire shields, it stops right there, and then it goes to hit point. Then another damage has to go into hit points. And sure enough, I don't have enough raw DPS to kill all his sledgehammers, especially since he's upgrading them. So the person gets speed specialist, okay, and I think I'm going to skip. I was thinking about getting that giant, you know, to decrease the cost of giants, but I'm nowhere near close to getting giants because I'm a specialist. Giants are going to be more expensive. Stormcallers are a good natural defense against sledgehammers, which is why I purchased Stormcallers. And they were just a perfect amount of cost where I could purchase them and that. Losing this is costly. Oh, actually that was mine. Whoopsie. It's been, you know, even though I just played this game, I kind of forgot what happened. So that was decent. Okay, so I wasted 50 supply points because I said, well, you know, I need to turn this battle. Let's see if I can at least win this side. I didn't go on this other side because I knew it wouldn't be as effective against these guys. Maybe I should have, maybe not. But notice how I'm struggling to kill them on this side. And on the left side, I'm struggling as well, but it's because of these units. So this is telling me I'm still needing something more to do, because these units, again, these tanks are going to be the bane. Look, they're already maxed out on hit points, or XP. And I'm lucky. Killing this made a big difference, and I'm able to just eke out a win, but barely. We're both going to get elite crawlers, as I remember. I'm thinking I need something to kind of... So I'm going to pause it real fast. Why did he's upgrading his units? So he's going super into sledgehammers, and of course he's upgrading this unit. This doubles his hit points and it gives it, you know, a small tip bonus shields. Why am I thinking I had no idea he was picking up elite crawlers. Why did I pick out elite crawlers for myself? You figure, well, don't I need something to take care of his tanks? And crawlers are really great against tanks. In fact, tanks are kind of decent against crawlers. Yes, that's true. However, these are level 5 crawlers. They'll have a little bit more hit points. Likewise, I need them away. I need to kind of create a buffer against my other units, so that way the tanks are, you know, destroying the crawlers rather than killing me. Likewise, those crawlers, if they do reach the tanks, they're level 5, they'll hurt. Now, with that being said, he must have been thinking the same thing, because that's the same thing that he did too. Oopsie. So we're going to basically cancel each other out, which means he has the advantage. I put mine on the far side. I want these units to go first, then these units fight a little bit, and then the crawlers come in and hopefully cause havoc. Which evidently this guy has the same thought. Oh wait, he only purchased one. Oh, because he spent all his money upgrading units and couldn't afford anything but one. So I have the advantage on the left side, but the left side has these very tough sledgehammers. But notice how they're actually losing against the crawlers a little bit. So the crawlers are doing their job. Sadly, this is lost. Okay, so he skips. I think I want I was thinking about mobilized battleship, but I need the money. I need the money. So I have enough money here to get the Scorpion. Now, like I told you, the Scorpion, it's a large target, as you can notice. It has a decent range. It has pretty much almost the same range as an arc light, a little larger. But I guess it's because it's a larger unit, so maybe it's about the same, give or take. However, it's a slower unit. You'll notice that the speed of it is 6, arc light 7. So it's slower than arc light, and arc lights aren't exactly the fastest thing out there. And it takes a long time for it to fire. But look how much damage it does. It does, this is because it's also level 2. 40,000 damage. Just shy up there. And look at this. These units only have 10,000 hit points. Oh, let's say 11,000 because it's almost 11,000. Let's look at more important, let's look at this unit. 21,000. Right off the bat, one shot is going to destroy one unit. But remember, these units have this portable shield. So the portable shield is going to block any, it'll count as like it has to go through. You have to do at least 2 damage points to kill the sledgehammer with the shield. No damage can ever destroy all the hit points on the first hit. I hope that makes sense to other people. So that's the game plan. These units are going to be the linchpin on how I'm going to beat back his units. But all I can afford is just 2. And I'm looking at it, it's like, he has more units than I do, which is troublesome, but it is what it is. Now, look over here. We're going to pause again. I'm noticing the other thing, which is not something I thought about, which is very important, is these Scorpions have a ton of hit points themselves too. All 5 of these tanks, sledgehammers, attack, and I think a few crawlers also hit it, and it's not even at 50%. Look at this one over here, same situation, not even 50%. And I'm looking at that, interesting. And I do have this one upgrade where it slowly starts repairing the hit points and increases the hit points by 30%, which makes these even tankier. So let's go back to normal. But notice how slow the attack is. Now, against single targets, not quite as good. The targets have to be kind of close together for it to be effective. On the left side, it's doing really good. Okay, so look at it. Notice how, even though the damage would have been more than the shield itself, it can't get into the hit points until the shield's completely gone. I believe I'm going to win this round. Maybe. Actually, I may not win this round. Oopsie. He picks Amplify. We both hit Amplify Core. I put the Amplify Core on the Scorpion. Now, Amplified core does extra damage. I'm doing more damage than these vehicles have. But the other thing amplified damage does, or amplified core, is not only does it increase damage, it increases my hit points. And again, these are very beefy. And notice what I just did. I immediately picked up field maintenance. So not only does my hit points increase more for this unit, but it starts restoring hit points as well. This is be critical. And it's to all my units, obviously. Then I grab another one, but I'm pretty much out. It's like, and I'm thinking, I need something else. What do I do? I decide to get a Stormcaller upgrade. And again, Stormcallers are decent damage against sledgehammers. Lesser so to Mustangs, but the Mustangs got missile interceptors. He's going to use this as a way to prevent damage from my Stormcaller, which is fair. However, I don't recommend it. And there's a problem about Mustangs picking missile interception. While they're stopping the damage from Stormcallers, they're not able to do any additional damage. So a ground unit can wipe them out. And all my units, or even an air unit, can wipe them out because they're not firing, they're trying to stop the missiles. So every time that they're stopping the missiles, they lose DPS. I personally prefer missile interceptor this item. It's 100, it's 100, and as long as it's not destroyed, you'll keep it. But that's just me. Excuse me. And the person also gets these shields, but that's fine. So let's see how this unit is also upgraded to level 3. Look at all these Mustangs. But again, the Mustangs are kind of clustered together, so this AoE damage is doing tremendous. And look, I'm getting hit by a bunch of units, but my hit points are regenerating. On the left side, hit points are regenerating. Hit points are regenerating. Okay, it's losing hit points, but look, it's regenerating back to almost to 100%. This one's not. Hasn't even taken damage yet. Look at that. I'm laughing. It's like, oh my god. But see, even though that unit is so tough, it can't bypass the shields. It can't hit the hit points until the shields are gone completely. I get elite wasps. He also gets elite wasps. I say he. It could be a she. It, they, whatever. So I'm thinking, why did I pick? I have no idea what the other person is going to get. And I know in the back of my mind, yes, this person is getting Mustangs. But again, these Mustangs, and I saw this, had missile interceptors. So while missile interceptors while they're firing at the missiles, they're not able to do DPS. While they're hard counter to air units, again, they can only counter and kill them if they're using DPS. If they're busy intercepting missiles, they're not DPSing, which also includes they're not attacking air units. And tanks don't fire in the air. Only his Mustangs. And he has fangs, but the fangs are dying fast. I'm not worried about fangs. It's only the Mustangs. That's the reason why I got them. But of course, in the back of my mind, I know that he had these units. But again, he was only concentrating on one side. So I only saw 3. And you saw how effective the Scorpions were against these units. So that's the game plan. So let's play. So here's my units. And again, I didn't know this person went and grabbed them. Now he put some on the left side. Interesting. I put mine on both left and right side and all the way far back. He put some kind of in the back, but not as far as me. So I lose my shaft, which is troublesome. It is what it is. Now this extra unit here is tanking this entire side. Now left side's already fallen. The right side, because of the amplified core, isn't falling. So the left side's having trouble. The right side's fine, and my wasps survive. So follow this tower is troublesome, but look, my hit points are regaining. Their DPS is so crappy that it can't even kill the one unit. And now it's just a matter of time to win. I decided to get barrier. And I grab Arclight, melting point. Why did I grab, and of course I put the melting point here. Why did I grab melting point? Melting point is decent against air, but also very powerful against ground units. Now, I put it kind of far. In retrospect, I should have put it behind the fangs. That's the one mistake I did here, but it is what it is. I grab a second melting point, but if you notice, I had to borrow money to do so. I have 2 melting points, one has a barrier. So this side has all the wasps. This side has all the mustangs. And there's so much DPS that both the melting point and the scorpion get overwhelmed. But that's fine. They thin it out a little bit. Oh, I also, if you notice, I also grabbed a different upgrade as well. Electromagnetic barrier. Lots of his tanks had my yeah. I'm not sure. Oh, so his tanks had a bunch of upgrades, which is why that electromagnetic barrier was useful. And again, even with the tower debuff, they're not able to do enough damage to destroy this unit. This is level 3 unit and it's already maxed out on EXP. Now I'm looking at this and it says, yes, this one over here, because of this amplified core, has extra hit points and is enough to tank everything. And that's all it takes to win. Last match, I believe. I get Assault Scorpion. Increases the hit points by 20%. Movement speed by 3. It's slow, but decreases attack interval by 1.5 seconds, which is that's bad. And decreases range by 30. But that's fine. And here's the reason why. I get the increased range by 40. So even though I lose 30, I increase it by 40, so I effectively gain a 10 range. So it still has the same range as before, but an extra 10. Hey. And better yet, it has more hit points, which means it's ultra giggly. And then I upgrade this unit. And I'm thinking, well, let's be honest here. What's really killing me are these wasps. How do I get rid of wasps? That's an easy counter. I get a Mustang. I also do mass upgrades. And notice how, yeah, I got one upgrade, and it's electromagnetic explosion. I never needed to upgrade the stone crawlers, because even if the stone crawlers do damage, that's not what's important about them. Left side is getting troublesome because, again, Look at all these wasps. And because of the tower debuff, there's nothing that can be done. But here, there's a tower debuff. Oh, look at that! Because I had 2 Mustangs living and the melting point never died. It was at 75%. I'm gonna win. And look at that. Look at the hit points. I'm gonna play it slowly. Look how it's increasing. It's slowly increasing. One of the wasps are attacking, but that's okay. The melting point locks onto it. Wham! My hit points are increasing. I lose a storm color. Oh no! Now these are debuffs, so they're doing even less damage. And look at my hit points just increasing. That's game. And it's all because of these 4 units. There's 1 melting point, which is slowly killing 1 unit at a time. It has a little splash damage. Where is it? Splash 3 meters. And then it has these units, which have no splash. But they're good against targets. And look at the Mustangs. No upgrades. My Mustangs, at least. And that's game. I hope you like Mechabellum. I just want to show off the Scorpion. And again, this is the counter to these sledgehammers. A lot of people use sledgehammers as both a tank and shaft clear. And they can be really tough to kill. And truly, you saw how until I got the Scorpions, they were the bane of my existence. What could the other player have done differently? Obviously, that last battle, I probably should have lost. So let's say there was 1 extra round. Well, what should have the enemy player done to counter what I was doing? I think the enemy player should have countered by getting melting points themselves. And let's think about this for a moment. At this time, I did get the range for the melting point, which is troublesome. However, look at this. This Scorpion is ahead of all these other units. Again, this is a tactical mistake. If they would have positioned a melting point just far with the range upgrade to hit this unit immediately, this unit would be dead. And then put some shaft units, let's say level 5 crawlers, right in front of the melting point, the melting point would never get targeted. Over here, because there's a barrier, if the enemy had a melting point that was just in range with the extended range to hit the barrier, it could potentially lock onto my melting point as well and kill it. So it's feasible to kill the melting point without risking their own melting points, because I kind of mispositioned. I should have put the melting point in the back a little bit. And again, I should have either put some shaft here or here for this Scorpion. I put this Scorpion in danger. However, the reason I did so is because even if I lost the battle, knowing this, I could have, countered, because I still had 3,000 hit points. Chances are I could lose 2 battles, maybe even 3 battles. So even if it didn't go my way, it's a possibility I could have reacted. But that's what, if I was red, and again, I've been thinking about this because I played this, so I was thinking to myself, what would I have done differently? And that's how you had to potential yourself, right? Because you're red here. These were doing good. you know, ultimately speaking, my next if the person had like some extra hit points and didn't die, I was going to purchase 3 more Mustang units. And seeing where all these units were going, I was going to put them all over here and let the Mustang level 2 Mustangs counter. And then I would have also got the aerial upgrade for the Mustangs, where they do 90% extra damage against aerial units and increase the range by 30 when attacking air units. And again, my Mustangs do not have missile interception, but that's fine. See, this person got the aerial specialization for what? 2 groups of Mustangs? And again, even though, you know, those wasps were troublesome, even though these units had this aerial specialization, one, they're only level 1 units. Mine would have been level 2, except for the ones that were already on the field. Every time my Stormcallers would fire missiles, the artillery rounds, they'll stop DPSing and try and intercept the missiles. And they're not even at 100% accuracy when it stops missiles. But let me know in the comments if what you would have done if you were this person. Thank you very much for watching my Mechabellum, and have a great day. And if I haven't said this already, happy belated Merry Christmas, and I hope you all had a great New Year. And yes, I do say Merry Christmas. If you don't believe in Christmas, bah humbug, happy holidays. But Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you. It's that time of the video where I'd say adios. Thank you for watching. And if you're hearing this, I really like to say thank you for staying at least this long or skipping to the end. I really appreciate it. Better yet, the YouTube gods seem to enjoy it. Please like, subscribe, click on the bell icon to send notification alerts. It really does help content creators like myself. I need the help. If you have any suggestions about my YouTube content or my channel or about this video, I'd love to hear it. Please leave a comment. Regardless, I'd like to thank you for watching. Stay safe, be entertained, enjoy life, and until next time, adios, goodbye. Hope your RNG is better than mine. Thank you.
All hands, initiate shutdown sequence.